You're listening to The Monetized Mom, the podcast that teaches moms of faith how to monetize their expertise online to create influence, impact, income, and more importantly, financial independence. I'm your host, Flo Alexander. Let's chat. Hey mama, if you are tuned into this episode, you're probably looking to grow your coaching business. Well, you are in luck. I just released a new training on how to launch a high-ticket program that clients will pay thousands for, even if you don't have your program created. Now, you can access it now at themonetizedmom.com/training. That's themonetizedmom.com/training. Again, that's themonetizedmom.com/training. Now, let's get on with the show. If you have been to a luxury designer store, then you'd recognize that there is a distinct difference in the way that they sell versus a traditional department store. So the atmosphere is completely different. And depending on where you are, you will be greeted by security and then escorted around the store by a white gloved assistant. So this is in stark contrast to, say, perhaps a Macy's or a Belk, where you can just go in and grab whatever you want, right? We want to be the former, right? We want to create an exclusive brand for our clients who are ready to invest in our high value, high ticket coaching program. So let's talk about how to confidently sell those high ticket programs to our ideal audience. So let's go back to the whole idea of a luxury store experience, right? How is it that Gucci can sell some dusty white shoes for thousands of dollars to their customers? Or how is it that Louboutin can sell shoes with red paint, thinly painted, mind you, on the bottom of these shoes for thousands of dollars and confidently, without batting an eye and without lowering their price? How can they do that? And more importantly, how can you do this in your own coaching business? I will tell you the first thing that it starts with is knowing who you are selling to. You have to know who you are selling to. Here's the thing about luxury brands, right? They understand that the people that they are targeting have and are willing to pay the money to have access to their products. They are very clear on that. When they do their targeting, when they do their messaging, they are very clear on the people that they are targeting. And these are people who are willing, ready, and able to pay for their products. Now, the thing is that they are exclusive. Because they do that, because they are very targeted in their marketing, in their messaging, and also in their pricing, it makes them exclusive. But here's the thing, their customers want to be exclusive. That is part of the reason that they actually invest in these luxury brands. So they only target a specific group of people. And here's the thing that you need to understand when it comes to coaching. It is quite possible that you have the right program that has all the right information, can provide all the transformation, but you're actually targeting the wrong audience. You're targeting the wrong people. It's kind of like trying to convince somebody to spend money on a dinner at Ruth's Chris or Nobu or one of those expensive places, right? When they really just want McDonald's. You may have a great solution, but it's only great and valuable to the right people. So the one thing that these luxury brands recognize is that, hey, no, we're not trying to target people who are bargain shoppers. We're not trying to target people who are trying to find something on sale. We're not trying to target people who are looking for functional stuff. Like, we are targeting people who specifically have the desire to have exclusivity, and we're going to provide it. So the first thing that you need when it comes to actually selling your high ticket program confidently is you need to be sure that you are actually selling to the right people. You have to be very clear on the people that need the solution that you have and who are willing to invest in the solution that you have. So first things first, getting clear on the people that you are serving with your program. The second thing that you have to do is you have to be able to articulate the specific problem that you solve through your program. So this is what most people would call, you will hear within the industry, your program promise. What is your program promise? So a great example of a good program promise is like if you're a health coach, for instance, saying I help moms lose 20 pounds of postpartum weight in 6 weeks without exercising. That is being able to clearly articulate the specific problem that you solve. That's something that's measurable, that's something that's accelerated, and that's something desirable. So again, let's go back to the example of luxury brand. Most luxury brands do not solve a problem of being affordable. No, that's not the problem that they solve. Most luxury brands do not solve the problem of having functional fashion. Nothing about luxury brands is ever comfortable, right? But they do solve a problem of esteem, right? People who wear luxury brands are usually wearing it as a status symbol. So if you think about, I've talked about this before, if you think about Haslow's hierarchy of human needs, right? Esteem is one of those things. So although luxury brands are not solving something that's very practical, they are solving a human need. So when it comes to your program, if you want to be able to confidently sell it, you have to know the problem that you're solving and how it addresses one of those 5 human needs that we have, right? So if it's not addressing one of those human needs, it's going to be very hard to sell and be confident about because you're not solving an identifiable problem. All right. So it's nice. The time that we're in now is we're in a time where it's nice to have, if that makes sense. We're no longer in everybody got nice to have. We're in a time where it's nice to have. So you have to make sure that your program is something that is essential. So are you solving a specific problem and can you articulate the specific problem that you solve? Again, I gave a good example, health coaching. I help moms lose 20 pounds postpartum without exercising. That is very clear on the problem that you solve. When we talk about luxury brands, it's very clear on the problem that they solve. They give you a status symbol, right? It's I to this day, it's funny, but to this day, like the whole status symbol of having red bottoms in pictures, that's a thing. It is a status symbol. That is the problem that they're solving. So you have to be clear on the problem that you're also solving for your clients through your program. So the first thing that you have to be clear on if you want to confidently sell your high ticket program is the people that you serve. Who are the people that need the solution that you have? Being very clear. And again, I gave the example with the luxury brand. They are very clear about who they serve. They are very clear about who they target. They are like, we're not going on sale. You're going to have the money or you're going to have to figure out how to get the money in order to buy it. It's a very distinct group of people and they're very clear on that. So you need to be very clear on who you serve and create an exclusive brand for the people who you have identified as your ideal audience, whose problem that you can solve through your program. Okay. So then the second thing is knowing the specific problem that you are solving. You cannot be confident if you don't know what the transformation is. I actually did a live stream this past week with Coach C, who's on Instagram, but we did a live stream when we were talking about messaging, and one of the biggest struggles that she sees as a messaging and copywriting coach is that a lot of coaches aren't clear on the transformation that they're able to give to their clients. This is what we would call a program promise. What is it that your client can expect after they have gone through your program? What are some of the tangible outcomes that they can say, yes, I've either accomplished that, or no, I haven't, or you've at least equipped them with the tools to be able to accomplish it within a certain time period. So you have to be able to articulate the transformation, or it will be very hard to confidently sell your program because people need to know, what am I going to get out of it? A lot of times when we think about messaging, one of the things that I've heard other messaging and marketing coaches say, like, you have to be able to articulate what's in it for me. The client's looking at what's in it for me. What is the outcome that I'm going to get when I make this investment for you? And you as the coach, you as the person that they're investing in, you need to be able to clearly articulate, this is the outcome that you should expect with work from working with me. So if you cannot clearly articulate that, it's going to be hard to confidently sell your program because you're not sure what you're even selling. You're not sure what the transformation is. So imagine going to buy a car, right? And of course, obviously cars cost a lot of money, thousands of dollars. And then you ask the person like, okay, what kind of mileage can I expect out of this? And they're like, I don't know. Okay, well, how much maintenance do I need to do on this? I don't know. Like, you're not going to be real confident in making that purchase if they aren't confident in the product that they're actually selling. So if you want to be confident in the product that you're selling, which is your coaching program, you need to know what that transformation is going to be for the people who are investing in it. Okay. Does that make sense? Drop me some hearts. Let me know if that's making sense to y'all. Now, the way that you understand and can clearly articulate what that transformation is by having a clearly defined process. And if y'all are tracking with me, y'all know I am queen alliteration. All these start with a P: people, problem, process. Okay. So if you want to be able to clearly articulate the transformation that you can provide, the best way to do that is to actually have a process by which you get that transformation. You must have a clear process that takes them to through that transformation to get those results. And this is what I talk about all the time: having a program framework, and then even deeper than that, having a program curriculum, right? So, what are the exact steps necessary for getting your clients from point A to point B? What are the steps necessary? What is the process, right? Knowing this allows you to confidently say how you can help them get their results. If you were to go to a fitness trainer and they were to say, I can help you lose 50 pounds in 10 weeks or something crazy like that, right? I can help you lose 50 pounds in 10 weeks. And then you say, okay, well, how are we going to do that? And they're like, you'll come to the gym and we'll meet and we'll do some things, and they're very evasive about how they can help you. Red flag. Same thing with your coaching program. If someone comes to you and you've made this claim and they're like, well, how are we going to do that? And you can't articulate the process. Red flag. You just try to take my money and play with it. We ain't about to do that, right? Instead, right, if you wanted to go to a fitness instructor and you like, okay, we're gonna lose this 50 pounds in 10 weeks, and they're like, okay, on the first week or two, you're gonna be working on cardio. We're gonna get you in the habit of consistency. So you're gonna show up every day at 6 a.m. and we're just going to do 30 minutes of cardio just to get you consistent. Then we're going to move on to start adding weights. And then we're going to work on your diet. Like if they had a process or a plan, you can be like, yeah, I can get down with that. Yes, I can commit to that. But without that process, without a clearly defined process, it's hard for you to get on board because you don't know what you're signing up for. The same is true for your clients. If you do not have a clearly defined process or a framework that you can articulate to them to tell them, this is how I'm going to help you get from point A to point B, it's going to be real hard for them to get on board. One, because they don't know what they're signing up for. I would not want to sign up for a fitness program talking about I'm about to lose 50 pounds in 10 weeks and I don't know what's about to happen. You might have me taking some pills that I don't know what's in it. Like, I don't know what you're about to do, right? So you have to be clear as the service provider, as the coach, on what that process is so that they can actually get those results. So having a framework, and when you have that framework, they can be confident in you, but you can also be confident because you know, this is my systematic way to get repeatable results. If people follow this framework, they should be able to get these results, barring, people doing peopling, right? People going people either way, but you have something that has garnered repeatable results and you can be confident in that. So having a proven method, having a proven process means you can approach the conversation with potential clients on an enrollment call or through whatever other discussions. You can approach those conversations confidently because you know exactly how you're going to help them. You know the process that they're going to have to walk through to get results. So you can show up more confidently and they can be confident in you. All right. So this makes your life a whole lot easier, and it makes you become more confident when selling your high ticket program. So first, understanding the people that you're actually targeting. You can quite easily sell the right thing to the wrong people. So you got to make sure that you're actually talking to the right audience. And a good indication of whether or not you're talking to the right audience is, one, are they engaging back? And two, are they actually buying? And if they aren't, that is just one indication that you actually maybe trying to sell the right thing to the wrong people. And you're going to have to work on your targeting. You're going to have to work on your messaging to make sure you are actually talking to the right people. And then we got to know what the problem is that we're solving. What is the specific problem? We need to be able to articulate the specific problem that we are solving for these people. If you can't solve a problem that's going to meet one of those 5 human needs, it's going to be very hard to sell, especially in a time when, like I said, nice to haves are nice to haves. You need to be essential. And the way that you make yourself essential is by solving a problem that falls into one of those 5 categories. And I was talking about Haslow's hierarchy of human needs. All right. And then you need to have a process. How are you going to get these clients results? What is the repeatable method that you can use that they can apply to be able to get from point A to point B? Knowing this makes you more confident, and it also makes them more confident in you. Now, when you have all three of those things together, then the price is a no-brainer, right? Selling high ticket is a no-brainer at that point. If you are solving a high value problem for a specific group of people who urgently need your solution, then pricing your program as high ticket is a complete no-brainer. So you can then confidently stand behind your price when you have proven results, when you have a proven process, when you are talking to the right people, right? When you are solving a specific problem and you have their solution, you can confidently stand behind your price at that point. It's a no-brainer. I think a lot of times when people are not confident about their high ticket price, it's because they don't have any of the three things that I talk about. They're talking to the wrong people, right? They're trying to sell Nobu and Rick Owens and all the whatever other steakhouse, right? To people who want to buy McDonald's stuff, right? So they're talking to the wrong people. They aren't very clear on the problem that they're solving. So it's very high level and broad. I help people be more confident. I help people grow. One that I use, and I was dead wrong for using, I help you grow your business. That can mean a whole lot of things. So you're not solving a specific problem. And then you aren't very sure on the process of solving the problem. So if you don't know the problem, you don't have the process. But if you do know the problem, you got to have a process. And when you don't have those things, you cannot confidently charge high ticket. If you are not confident enough to charge high ticket, I'm pretty sure I can narrow it down to one of those three things. You're not targeting the right people. So you're thinking, I can't charge high ticket because my people won't buy it. Well, it's probably because you're targeting the wrong people. You may say something like, well, no one's buying because the problem you're solving is not clear, or you don't have a process. I could literally probably point to one of those three things that will make you not confident enough to sell high ticket. If you have those three things together, you can be confident, and you've gotten people results using your process. You can be confident in charging the price that you charge. You can be confident in charging high ticket, but without those three things, it's going to be really hard to tell somebody to pay me a couple $1,000s to help solve your problem. If you don't have a process, I saw this on Instagram today. If your coaching is, we hop on the phone and here's the thing, y'all. People like to blanket terms. People like to blanket not having a process by, I do customized calls with my client. Every client is different. And so we're going to have a customized strategy. That is true to a point. But if you don't have a framework by which you're also walking them through, you're full of fluff. And a lot of people like to cover it up with customized strategy. You don't have a plan for your call. You do not have a framework to walk your people through. So you always should have a process, no matter if you are doing one-on-one and if you are customizing stuff. There should be a framework with it that you're working within to still get your client from point A to point B. But the four things you need: the people, you need to know the specific problem that you solve. You need to have a process by which you walk people through. And if you have those three things, you can confidently command high ticket prices. But without those three things, it's going to be very hard for you to stand in saying, I'm going to charge $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever your number is, without those things. Okay. So we just walked through the four things that you need to confidently sell your high ticket program. If you are joining, the four things you need to be targeting the right people. You need to be solving a specific problem and be able to clearly articulate that. You need to have a process by which you walk people through to get repeatable results so that you can be confident in it and so that they can be confident in you and what they're signing up for. And once you have all those three things nailed down, then you can confidently charge high ticket and stand behind your the investment for your program without question. As always, I hope that you found this episode helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next episode.